Oh, Dory, am I introducing?
Yes.
Oh, I'm welcoming. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. Here we go again. So, welcome everybody to our Redox Nurse Talk tonight. And with this technology, this is a platform that Dory and I started about a year ago, just in order to have something to share this with people. And it's really been amazing. I'm a nurse from Nashville, and my passion is to share this because of the lives that I've seen change with it. And as a nurse, we'd love to educate, and we want to educate people about this to know this could be an option for their health challenges. And my co-host is Doria Stewart, who is also a nurse, and she's in the Atlanta area. So, Doria, I'm going to let you just tell a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Okay. So, welcome everyone for coming this evening. So, this wonderful breakthrough technology was introduced to me about 4.5 years ago. And I looked at this not only for the health benefits and wanting to live in have a state of wellness and then also be resilient to the stressful environment that we live in. But I also saw this to be afford me the opportunity to integrate this into my lifestyle so that I could share this with people, but also be able to make an income from it. And so I worked as a nurse for 41 years full time at a hospital setting, and then was able to work now part time so that I intertwine sharing this amazing product in between those hours. So we're looking forward to hearing from our guest later, which we'll introduce her later on. So, Cindy, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Okay. First, I want to state our disclaimer. So, redox signaling molecules do not diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. It just gives the body what it needs to increase that cellular communication. So, also some housekeeping rules. We want everyone to stay muted. We are going to have an opportunity at the end to open up the chat, and you can put your questions in that. Also, if you're going to be moving around, just take your camera off because I know that can be distracting to our speaker as well. So with the start of that, and something we've started this year, we're adding a nurse nugget, and just we as nurses, we love to educate. So anything we can teach people, and of course tie it into redox as well, we want to do. And this month we've been talking about heart health. So I'm going to pull in some supplements and some actual vitamins that are in some of our supplements that can help with heart health. So we're going to start talking about vitamins A, C, E, and B6. So vitamin C helps reduce your cholesterol and also promotes the formation of collagen in your arteries. And vitamin A encourages healthy cell growth in the wall of your arteries as well. Vitamin E prevents the formation of blood clots. And vitamin E and B6 help to neutralize those free radicals, and that's an important word, in the body that damage the cells in the artery walls. And then lastly, B6 helps to regulate your homocysteine levels in your blood, which if your homocysteine level is left unchecked, that can cause a lot of damage. Homocysteine is actually an amino acid that your body makes, but if it's elevated, it can cause some serious issues. And so this is a marker for inflammation. So the next time you go to your doctor, have him check your inflammation, your inflammatory markers, and homocysteine is one of them. Your SED rate is another one, and your oh, there's another one out there. Anyway, just lost it. But
C-reactive
I'll
protein. Yeah.
thank you. C-reactive
Yeah.
protein. Yes. There's also another supplement or another ingredient in, and I'm talking about our Ciavia, our source line. But there's something called chlorella in there, and chlorella will actually improve your cholesterol levels. It will lower your LDL levels, which that's the bad cholesterol. It can lower your blood pressure, and it works by getting rid of free radicals in your body. What do you think? Which again, left unchecked. So basically, it's an antioxidant as well. So this is also in the source. So there's so many things we can do for our heart, and eating right and taking supplements are the main things along with the redox. So that being said, we're going to show a short video, and this is one by Dr. David Silverman that just 6 reasons, and it kind of talks a little bit about the technology, but the reasons that people are looking at this technology. So hold on while I share my screen.
Hi, my name is Dr. David Silverman. I live just outside of Washington, D.C. My background is podiatry and foot surgery. I don't practice anymore. I'm shooting this very, very brief video about something that's extremely important, and it is truly going to be important for you or someone who you love, literally. It's something that you are going to know about very soon. It's a breakthrough, and as with all breakthroughs, they all sound too good to be true until someone finds out about it. And there was an article in the Huffington Post in 2016 about this breakthrough. And it is this. It's a product called ASEA Redox. And this video that I'm shooting, I'm not explaining what this is. I shot a video called whyitspossible.com. You can look at that if you want to understand what it is. The purpose of this video is to make you listen, hopefully listen to the person who's bringing it to you and say, can you please tell me more about this? I was introduced to it 8 years ago. My friend brought it to me, as your friend is bringing it to you. And the only reason I took the time to look at it was for my father. It wasn't for me. I'll tell you the reasons why people do look at this for different reasons. But for me, it was my father. He had a very grave issue. And he was told he had an issue that people are told they have in different parts of their body, whether it's their lung or their prostate or their bone. And so I was intrigued to know more about this. This is not a drug, okay? There's no toxicity to it. You can't be allergic to it. It doesn't interfere with any other things that you're doing for your health. It has created its own category. And so this is as I say, a breakthrough. And there are two products that I'm going to just talk to you about here. One is the drink version of this Redox. It's called Redox Signaling Molecules. The company is ASEA, A-S-E-A, and Renew 28, which is the topical version. After you hear the reasons why people take the time to look at this, and if you think it's too good to be true, when you take the gel, try this on 10 people who are hurting. Find 10 people who are hurting in their back, their neck, their knee, wherever, and ask them to rate their discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. Have them give you 10 minutes, have them shake up the gel and apply it. And this is marketed for wrinkles and cellulite. It works. But have them apply this to the area that's hurting them 3 times in 5 minutes. And at the 10th minute, ask them how they're feeling. And you be the judge. You watch what happens. But that's a quick way to validate what I'm going to tell you here and the reasons why you might be looking at this. The first reason people look at this is because they have a health issue themselves. You may say, well, this sounds too good to be true, but I have a problem with my liver. I have a problem with my blood sugar. I have a problem with sleeping. I have a problem with my mood. I have a problem with my lung. So you're looking to see maybe this product can help you. That's reason number 1 of the 6 reasons why people take the time to look at this and not dismiss it. The second reason was my reason. Maybe you love somebody who's ill, your mother, your father, your child, and you think, God, I can't take the chance of dismissing this and then find out later that it could have helped someone I love who may not even be here by the time you look at this because you didn't look at it now. So maybe that's the reason. The third reason is the anti-aging benefits. This product, what this does for the skin, proven what it does for wrinkles and skin elasticity and even cellulite. It's a cellular health, a cellular level of benefit. This does the same thing for the cells on the inside of the body. But maybe you're not interested in sleeping better, or you don't believe the other things you're hearing about this product. Maybe you just want to look younger. That's fine. We just want you to come in this amazing room of Redox that has so many benefits. And if it's the wrinkles you want to get rid of that gets you in the door, and then you look at this later, that's fine. The fourth reason is people who want to protect their health. One of the things we notice is that people are generally healthier when they're younger. As we age, we get less healthy. We don't heal as quickly. Well, the fact is, what's in this is in you. It's in us. We produce more of it when we're younger. When we're young, we produce a lot of these redox molecules. As we age, we produce less and less and less and less. They found a way to make it outside the body, safe as water, and you're raising the levels back up in your body. And so it's pretty cool to see the changes that happen. So maybe you just want to protect your health. The fifth reason is athletic performance. Athletes run much faster and further. We have Olympic gold medalists on this product. You can go to ASEAathletes.co and you can see that. And the sixth reason is not the driver for most people. And it wasn't for me, but I looked at reason number 6 afterwards, after I saw what the product did. There's an opportunity created by this. A pharmaceutical company tried to buy this product and technology and the patents, and the founders said no, they were afraid they were going to bury it. At that point, in 2007, they decided to bring it to a market a different way. In 2009, this became an opportunity. For anybody who is struggling or settling, financially, time freedom wise, life satisfaction wise. People go through life calling Wednesday hump day. That's life satisfaction. There's an opportunity here. Get with the person who introduced this to you. Get your questions answered about this breakthrough. And if you're interested in the opportunity now, tell them. If you need to see the product work and it's patented and we're at the beginning of this, you can look at the opportunity later. But reason number 6 changed my life. Incredibly changed my life and my family's life, and it's changing a lot of people's lives. So take what you're hearing from your friend very seriously, and you can disbelieve, but suspend your disbelief and try to prove your friend wrong. This is an incredible breakthrough, and as I say, 3 times in 5 minutes, you find people who are hurting, put this on 3 times in 5 minutes, and you watch what happens. Not to 1, 2, or 3, not to 4, 5, or 6. Watch what happens to probably about 9 of them, and you'll know there's something very special here. Thank you so very much. Hi.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Doria, I'm going to turn it back over to you and let you introduce our wonderful guest tonight.
Absolutely. So again, I wanted to reemphasize our discussion tonight is not going to be focused on the power, the potential with redox that relates to health and wellness, but the potential for opportunity and what it can bring to you as far as legacy income and what it means to you. So I also what I want to say is I want to encourage you to lean into with an open mind to the possible. Erin Latham, our honored guest, is a woman who has stood behind her husband to support the vision for their family. She is the first lady with giftings and talents that often are not seen, but play a huge role in the success of their business. So Erin Latham is from Dripping Springs, Texas, where she shares her life with her wonderful husband, Terry Latham, which I call the gentle giant, and their 3 amazing children. She states our family is in a dynamic phase with one son currently navigating his collegiate journey at Texas A&M while her daughter is savoring her final year of high school and our youngest son is embarking on his sophomore year. Professionally, she's worn many hats, most notably as a CEO of 2 successful software and software consulting companies. The first, which she built and sold within 6 years. The second, which she led for 11 years, both of which she's proud to say that she employed 80% were women who were software engineers, where her goal was to give them a successful career journey while they could still be able to raise their family. So, Erin, thank you for being with us on Redox Nurse Talk. And so, my first question to you is, what sparked your interest to explore the field of network marketing?
Well, I have to say that I have to give credit to Terry, my husband, who I saw his mug at the end of Dr. Silverman's video. To that, he had the vision to be open-minded, like Dr. Silverman said. And I can't say that I was at the beginning. We were in our 20s. We were right out of college. We're high school sweethearts. And right out of college, we were very career focused. I was in tech. Terry was also starting a technology career. And he saw the vision before I did. And what he realized was and if you know him, he was selling out of a cubicle. And he was working 40 to 60 hours a week. I was doing the same. We didn't see each other except Friday night, Saturday night. On Sunday, we were irritated because we knew what Monday was about to bring. And he said, there's got to be a better way. And somebody introduced him to the industry of network marketing. So we've been a part of 2 network marketing companies. One we started in our 20s, and he grew that to the top of that business. And that changed dynamically for us in terms of making a change. It wasn't the right fit for us anymore. And we came to ASEA in, I think it was 2011, when my youngest was only 5. So I have to give Terry all the credit for identifying the industry as really the path forward for our family. We did have common goals, and that goal was to always be there for our kids. We wanted to be able to take them to school, to be at all the games, to not have to say I can't or have to ask off work to be there. And so our mindset, even starting in our 20s, mine was more of I'm going to be an entrepreneur in more of a tech career path. And Terry saw the opportunity and immediately said, I am all in. This is my path forward, is in this industry. I can't imagine a better way to not only help other people, but help my family, our family, become financially independent and free, and have that time freedom that he was seeing on the side of just in our 20s was never going to happen. We were going to work till retirement, and then what? Be old and sick and not be able to enjoy it.
Right, right. So, so being in two network marketing companies before, he was part of that. You were backing him up with that. So, why ASEA? Was this? I mean, were you on board when he, said, "Okay, this is, I'm crossing over. We're going to get into ASEA." So, why ASEA?
So I'll speak on my side of it. Terry instantly saw it, and we knew we needed to make a change. There were some things at the company, and in any opportunity that you look at in any industry, the company that stands behind what you're supporting makes all the difference. And we were seeing some changes in our first company that we knew we needed to make a change. So Terry found ASEA really by due diligence. He was looking hard for what was the next path for our family. And when he was introduced to ASEA and he came home with the blue bottle, I'll never forget, it was sitting in the front seat of his car, and he had me taste it. And I said, are you nuts? Are you nuts? I had already Googled, and he's like, no, I'm telling you, Erin. He said, I can spot an opportunity. This is it. And he obviously believed in the technology and its health benefits, but at that time we only had one product, and it was ASEA Redox, the blue bottle, the supplement. And we came from a company that probably had 200 products. So as a businesswoman, I'm thinking we've gone from having a big inventory to offer the world to one. And I didn't understand the magnitude of it. And what shifted for me is he said to me, give me 4 months, Erin. And I was still running a software company. And he said, I want to do this full time, because he had been full-time network marketing since his late 20s. And I said, okay, I'll give you 4 months. And I was skeptical. I have to tell you, I didn't like the way it tasted. There wasn't the science validated. I mean, today we're not on trial anymore. The science, the validation, the studies. I mean, for us to defend ASEA, it doesn't happen anymore. And so, but at the beginning, 11 years ago, it was brand new science. And so I gave him till May. And he came to me and he said, he said, I have some exciting news. We get to go on a trip with the founder of ASEA to the Mediterranean. I earned a promotion where they will fly us to Spain, and we get to travel with the executives. Well, that got my attention. I'm business minded, and I thought, free trip, going to the Mediterranean. And so I was all in for that. But what really shifted for me is I got the opportunity to spend days with Tyler and Vertus Norton, literally one-on-one, understand the genesis of ASEA. And if you guys watching this have not watched the genesis of ASEA, you can find that on YouTube. It's the story of how ASEA started. And when I got to hear that verbatim out of Vertus's mouth, the founder of ASEA, why he chose the people versus the payout, I was a 180. I believed in Terry. I believed in his vision, kind of believed in the product. I loved having the trip. But when I met the founder and understood the type of person that he was, and I will never forget, we walked side by side down the streets of Florence, Italy together. And he said, I do this because I'm going to change lives around the world. And I said to myself at that point, I am in, and I am in. And I told him that day. I said, I will do whatever I can to help you. He is just a phenomenal person. Tyler is equally phenomenal, and he's carrying the vision forward now at the company now that Vertus is retired. But that was really our story of introduction into ASEA.
Yeah. So the culture, so you kind of shared a little bit about the culture of ASEA. Can you expound on that for us?
Sure. So being in corporate America, as you can probably imagine, very high pressure, stressful. I had employees. I had regulations, both at the federal and state level. I sold to the government. I was a ball of stress. And I tried to be the best CEO that I could be and the best mama at the same time. And what I realized when I met Vertus and Tyler was they were running this company in a totally different way than I was back home running my company. Not intentionally, I was trying to be a good CEO, but their care and concern for what they were building and cultivating, it influenced me. Every time I would go to a meeting with Tyler and Vertus, I would come home and be a better entrepreneur. At the same time, I realized I needed to find my way into being able to support Terry full time. And what held me back for a couple of years was I had employees who had families that were counting on me for a paycheck. And so I stayed on quite a while for that reason, not because financially I had to, but because I wanted to take care of them. And so the culture of ASEA is unlike anything I've seen in the corporate world. They put principles and ethos over profit. And that's hard to do because you have to have profit to be a sustainable company. But what I heard from them, I visually saw them show in their leadership to the field. They care about the field. They put the field first. They are a totally different network marketing company than we had experienced in the first company. And every time I'm with them on a call with them at an event, and I know you guys can attest to this, their mission is truly what they live. It's not just words on a piece of paper. Is we power potential. And yes, we power Redox potential, but their company powers the potential in each person that joins, whether they're a consumer, they're an associate, and they love just to be a part of this amazing family and organization, which I think you sweet ladies feel every time we're all together, is that we have the opportunity to grow and become more because this culture has been provided for us to help us grow.
Yes. I love that. You said something in your bio and I was trying to figure, okay. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm deeply passionate about leveraging multiple income streams and empowering individuals to take control of their time. It's their most precious asset. So my question to you is, where did I put it here? I had it here somewhere. Do you feel like, since that's your passionate, you probably, in all your software companies, and especially in reference to the women that you empowered back then, do you feel like you're personally yourself that you have become, with ASEA, it's believe, belong, and become. So personally for yourself, I know you stood behind Terry, who is, very successful, in what he's done, but personally for you, do you feel like you have become the person that God has created you to be? I mean, what has that afforded you to be?
It has allowed me to become a full-time mom. It has allowed me to become a very intentional person with my family, and that extends into the family of ASEA in our organization and those that are not even in our organization. I told my good girlfriend this weekend, I was with her and I said, she was asking about ASEA, and I think I told you a little bit about this earlier. We've known her since my kiddos were in kindergarten, and she's never really been interested in ASEA, and we've never pursued or pushed. I mean, everybody, God brings it to you at the time when you're ready to receive it, I believe. And she was ready to learn a little bit more. And she said, what is the biggest blessing of ASEA to you? Is it the product testimonials, the lives changed, the money? And I said, it's the becoming part. Seeing Stacy Cornelius get first place from her little town in Mississippi, never thinking, that she might win that, and show her growth as a person. And so has it changed me? Absolutely. It's softened me. I think corporate America maybe hardened me a little bit. It's softened me. It's given me a new purpose. We started in our 40s. And now as we're about to become empty nesters, our purpose of being able to really help other people in a more focused way, because now we have two hands being able to do it. I'm so excited about the future with ASEA. We're just on this huge trajectory, and I'm so thankful that Terry had the vision to see that opportunity. And that's what I ask for those listening tonight is, how do you value an opportunity? Is it the time you exchange, that you're giving up for that opportunity? You have to weigh that. And so for us, as I mentioned to you, Doria, is time is the biggest blessing I've been given because of ASEA these last 11 years of the time freedom to be with my kids, to be able to go be with you guys, to be able to, yes, have the financial residual income from ASEA, that's huge, but being able to watch people blossom and change personally in their growth, but also in their health has been extremely gratifying.
Yes, awesome. All right. So I do want to ask you, we know that this is an amazing product and we always talk about the health benefits of ASEA. Can you share with us a personal testimony of how this has helped you in your health or maybe someone that you love?
Sure. I'll tell you about Cade. Cade is my 21-year-old now, and he loved ASEA from the start. He, out of all three of my kids, would drink it without question, without prodding. But what he did that we didn't know is he put it into a spray bottle, and he would spray it in his eyes because he has terrible eyesight. And he was wearing the bottle glasses, to school, little precious thing in elementary school. But he would say, Mama, I have dry eyes. So I put ASEA in a spray bottle. So he'd spray it in morning and night. Didn't think anything of it. Took him into the eye doctor, and his prescription had changed in a major way. And she said, I don't understand what's going on. Your astigmatism that you've had, because he's seen her since she was 4, has reversed. And I said, well, I don't know. Does that happen? Because he was in his teenage years at this point. Does that happen? Your teenagers? She goes, no, it progressively gets worse. And so he looked at me and he goes, Mama, it's the water. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, I've been spraying it in my eyes, remember? And I didn't even think about that. And so of course she's like, what's this ASEA redox? And ever since then, his prescription has continued to go backwards. It's not perfect, but his eyes have, and people don't think sometimes about ASEA redox being able to spray. Like if you can't handle the taste, which I don't think it's bad at all, it tastes like water to me, but you can spray and you can use it on different parts of your body. And so it took my 11-year-old, to be able to bring that to me. But yeah, that was my first big aha moment in my family was my son Cade.
I love it. I love it. All right. So my last question, because I know Cindy probably has some questions too, is so, how would you respond to someone who says what we're talking about tonight, about this amazing product as a category creator, and they said, "Oh, this is all about a pyramid scheme." How would you respond to that?
Well, coming from corporate America, that's the biggest pyramid scheme of all. Is I wasn't always a CEO. I was an employee, working really hard, trying to claw my way up. Nobody was mentoring me other than someone that was paid to do so. For $40 in this business, you are mentored, loved, nourished, encouraged, supported. That is no scheme. I think that back in maybe it was in the 70s and 80s, when network marketing started, maybe there were some companies that were dishonest or weren't authentic in what they were promoting. That's not ASEA. I mean, Tyler Norton has always said, we're not really network marketing, we're next level marketing. And I think you see that even today with a lot of affiliates, you see a lot of people that are promoting products and they're sharing multiple different products that they believe in. And we're doing nothing less than that other than setting the foundation of saying, when I help you, Doria, it continues to help others down. And I can't imagine a better gift. So that's how I would answer it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I love because ASEA, it's a distribution arm because we are a global research cellular health company. And this is it's the distribution arm that they choose for us to, share this with because people have to be educated about it. So thank
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. All right, Miss Cindy, it's your turn.
Well, y'all, as once again, answered a lot of my questions, but Erin, I have one. So walk me through what your day looks like as running ASEA as your business. So I guess technically that's not a question, but go ahead.
Well, we're at a different stage in our business, and I guess our day might look a little bit different than a brand new associate. In that we are spending a lot of our time working with team members from all around the world. So at the beginning, we were very much educating, as you mentioned, Dora, educating others about ASEA, having workshops, talking to people, sharing the business opportunity. Terry has always been a big believer. If you can help somebody financially, you've empowered generations ahead of them. And that's really what we feel like we're doing when we're sharing ASEA, and the business opportunity is generational wealth of being able to help people get started now. So what we do now, we start with the 7:30 in the morning. You guys join it with a call with our team that's really to help answer questions, share successes, know that you're not alone. And it starts everybody's day in an upbeat, positive way. I think y'all would agree with that, 5 days a week. And then we really look at strategically in taprooting and figuring out where we can help the most. There's obviously certain people that are leaders in different areas, and we really try to cultivate those leaders by providing information to them, support, three-way calls, workshops. Terry's on his way to Fort Worth tonight to do that. But a good portion of our day is really at our discretion. We don't 9 to 5, you know, it didn't even feel like work. And so every day is different. So it's hard to say, what does your day look like? Blessed, I don't have a structure in that way. We're called to where we need to be in that moment, and with that call of someone needing support or help, and also looking at the future to say, how can we continue to grow? I mean, we looked in the back office the other day, and we have countries we've never even heard of people, of lives that have been touched because maybe we planted a seed that has spread globally. I mean, we're in 33 countries now. And just what is it with the ASEA Redox? I think it's over 750 million bottles have been, shared around the world. What just an amazing gift. So as you grow in your business, you'll find that your day-to-day activities have to be consistent and accountable, but you have more and more freedom as you continue to grow in the business, of being able to have the luxury of time freedom.
That's awesome. That's true. I don't have any other questions. So if anyone has any, put in the chat, go ahead and ask Erin. This is your opportunity. This has been amazing though, Erin. The things you and Terry have done and working together as a team, that's huge. And a lot of people don't have the support of their spouse, but I think a lot of people, they're coming around and they're seeing that as well. But y'all have been great leaders for us too.
Well, thank you. And you'll find, right, in folks that do have, maybe you have a spouse that doesn't support you. And there was those months at the beginning with Terry, I can't say I was the most positive, upbeat person, because I thought he was a little nuts. And, Terry, he's like, I will show you, I will prove to you. And he did. But, for those folks that maybe it takes them longer than 4 months, maybe they're a year in and their spouse is still saying, gosh, I'm only seeing X amount of check coming in or X amount of people interested. I'll tell you this, everybody right now has, in our country, more month than they do money. And so what somebody may scoff at $500, $1,000 could save a house, could pay for a child's college tuition. And so, I think in a lot of times network marketing got a bad name because it was all about the hype and the big fancy things that you could become and have with the dollars behind it. But I was looking the other day and saying the average, if people get to the level of bronze, and let's say they're an average bronze income, and that's an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month, in the last 11 years, if you look at that and say, wow, just for one person, had they invested that every single month, that's $1 million in the bank. Just by giving it a shot for $40. What do you have to lose? And so I feel like that if you have an unsupportive spouse, hook them up with me. I can talk to them. But I think that in most families, if you can work together, even if it's just in an emotional support and saying, I believe in you, that's huge. Terry and I are kind of a yin and a yang. He's he's the much better presenter, as you guys know, and I'm the behind the scenes. I help with the tech and the new mobile app, which I love. I have to put a plug in for it. I love all the new technology ASEA has come out with that allows us to share wherever we are in the world. So, yeah.
Erin, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was thinking yin and yang. You and Terry are so perfectly balanced because Terry is nonstop, 90 miles an hour. Of course, you know that. And you are more calm and relaxed and laid back. And it's just a perfect match. I just love it. Personalities.
Thanks.
I was
Bye.
eager to meet the lady behind Terry Latham. And I think I finally had an opportunity to meet her in Las Vegas and got to know her a little bit better, but because I knew there was a great lady behind him. So, yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So there's a question in the chat that says, what would you say to someone who says they need to check with their doctor about this product?
They're more than welcome to. And what I point them to is the information at redoxscience.com, ASEAscience.com, because so many doctors are unaware. I think they're becoming more and more aware. I mean, y'all have heard Dr. Maureen Hayes. She hadn't heard of it. I am seeing an influx of practitioners, though, realizing the power of redox, realizing the power of potential in their practice. And in fact, more than I've ever seen before. And I can attribute that to obviously the new science studies that have come out about NFR2 and increasing the genetic pathway of NRF2 up to 40 to 60%. That's huge, right? In the production of glutathione. And all the conferences we're seeing right now within the medical community is on inflammaging. If you can slow down or stop, right, the inflammation process, which we know it says on the back of the bottle, right? ASEA redox helps your body do what it's intended to do naturally, which is reduce inflammation when you can. So if you can empower your body to do it naturally, I don't know about you guys, but I would say, of course, go to your doctor and check it out, but provide them the information if they're unfamiliar with it. We were just up, we're looking at colleges for my daughter. 2 out of the colleges we looked at have redox biology labs. We wouldn't have seen that 11 years ago. So we're on the cusp of something quite amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Barbara has a question. What has been your favorite trip with ASEA?
Ireland. Ireland, 100%. And I didn't think so. We have been all over the world. And I'll tell you, some of the best trips have been trips that every trip we go on has a mission component to it. So there's a philanthropy, as you guys know, called Advancing Life, which is a part of ASEA. It's an arm of ASEA. My son went to Central America with Terry when he was going into his senior year on a mission trip through Advancing Life, came back a different person. My daughter is going to Zambia, Africa with Terry on a mission trip this summer before she goes off to college. And every trip that we've done that we have earned through different promotions, we go out in the community somewhere on those trips on one of those days or two, and we do something that's hands-on, that's helpful. So Ireland was my favorite in terms of just culture and 5-star across the board. But I had to say Costa Rica comes in a close second because we spent many days out in rural areas, dirt roads. It hurt to get out there on those buses because the roads were potholy and you're in these little buses. But we went in and we helped build schools there while we were there and just really advancing life. And it's just, we're powering the potential that way too through ASEA. So both of those trips stand out for me.
Kurt, can you put your question in the chat? We're going by chat now. We switched over from talking, just doing chat. Does anyone else have a question while Kurt's doing that?
There's someone that says, when you have a new associate, how do you mentor them?
Oh, great question. So one of the things that we do is make sure that they get started with all of the information and knowing where their resources are. That's one. Two is connecting them to the Lead from the Front community. I think that's extremely key. I think they learn by that organization of people, that group of people that meet regularly. And we plug them into events. You know, I think major decisions are made at events. It's very easy for $40 to join a SIA, and it's very easy to get out because you don't have a huge investment of money involved. And so being a good upline sponsor is key. So we have lots of resources and tools online that we direct them to. Of course, we leverage a lot of discoverredoxtraining.com. We always send them to that website. And some of the mentoring depends on how much information they had and whether we want to meet them where they are. So if they're really an associate that just wants to be a part of the community and consume, and they want wholesale pricing, then we're not going to push them to be a business builder that's not their intent. But I'll tell you, so many people that are part of the organization, and maybe they joined to be a wholesale consumer, when they're around the group of people, they get excited and they start realizing, because a lot of people don't really understand the industry and what residual income really means. And so some of that's learned by osmosis just by being a part of the organization. But we try to meet people where they're at and understand their why for being an associate. And that's where we start, as we start working with them.
Now, you talked about legacy income. Is that willable?
Yes. Yes. In fact, we just had this conversation with two of our children yesterday because they're both 18 now, my two oldest, and one has realized by working through internships that it's hard working 60 hours a week. And he came to his dad and he said, I think I want to learn more about ASEA. And, you know, we have never said to our children, you have to do what we do. And yes, it's willable to them. But what Terry and I have always said to them is not anything that we will give to them. They have to understand, and that's the power of this too, is when you have the ability to have financial freedom, you can use it as a gift to educate. You can use it in good ways for other people, or you can abuse it. And we've always said to our children, while we've built a really nice business here at ASEA, that if they ever want to build ASEA, they have to do it just like anyone else. They have to really learn how to be a good sponsor, as it was mentioned before, a good upline, how to share the information with others in the way that we would want them to share it. And so those are life skills. That's part of the becoming, that's part of the journey. I mean, if we hadn't had people be not so nice to us, I mean, Terry can tell you crazy stories. And he was 20 years old and he was smiling and dialing and he had no credibility whatsoever. And he's bringing a blue bottle with, you know, it says salt and water on the back, but it's the greatest breakthrough technology in the world. I mean, no training materials. I mean, if he can do it, y'all are at such a good place right now to be hearing about ASEA if this is the first time, or you've been on the fence to really push forward. I so encourage you, put those hooks in the water. The more you put in the water, the faster you will grow this business and the more people's lives you can help change.
Awesome.
There's one question and one comment. Kirk said, thank you for starting the chain that saved his life.
Oh,
So
love you.
Kirk has an amazing testimony for anybody that wants to see it. It is on Real Redox Results, number 130, maybe wrong about the number, Kirk. You may have to correct me. And
yeah,
then
it's also on our YouTube channel.
that's true.
Yeah.
And then one last question. Is Redox Science an ASEA sponsored page?
It is not.
Okay.
It is not. It's actually not about ASEA at all. It's about the science of redox and redox signaling molecules and different research and publications that support. Redox is a huge science field. And so when people just use the word redox, it has huge, obviously, as they're creating labs and universities to study it. But for redox signaling molecules, I think it's a great source. I also love the ASEA Global website. They have some really great science information that is very easily absorbed by someone like me that's not a health professional and as smart as you ladies. You know, for someone like me, I'm looking at it from a product perspective, but also a business opportunity. I just need to understand enough to be dangerous, right? I don't need to be Dr. Maureen Hayes. I don't have to describe the Krebs cycle to someone. What I can say to someone is that I have the most powerful technology that has ever crossed my path, that I have seen change lives from my personal family, friends, and people around the world that I've shared it with. I'd like for you to learn more about it because I care about you. I love you, and maybe this can make a difference for challenges for you or someone that you love. And if you go into it with a heart of service and a heart of leading with the proper intentions, not the profit of, I'm going to make a sale, I'd like to sell you this bottle, but really where we are in the mission that we are is to be a global force of good in the world. You can't help but win. And if someone says no to that, that just means not now for them. Not now. I can't tell you how many people watch with their eyes that maybe said no or laughed at the beginning. You know, you're selling salt from salt water, Terry. What are you doing? You know, that have now come back and said, can you tell me a little bit more? So give it some time. You know, it's just on this huge trajectory, and it will take you a lot less time than it did for us in the beginning.
Erin, you're equally smart or smarter than Dory and I because you're the tech person, and Dory and I we are challenged in that area for sure. Doria, do you want to go ahead and close out?
Yeah, so what an amazing call this has been this evening. Thank you so much, Erin, for your valuable time that you gave to us this evening. And so if this is the first time you've been on our call, please get back to the person that invited you to it, and they can share more information about the health side of it, and also more about the business. You got to see the Genesis video. I mean, that's really kind of what hooked me when I saw that. And being from a health perspective side, you know, being a nurse in the healthcare field, it really, you know, made a big difference in my decision in wanting to, you know, take the product and also share the product. But so next week we have, is it David Sedino that we have on next week?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
David Sedino.
okay. Yeah. So this recording will be uploaded to YouTube, and so it's at Redox Nurse Talk if you've not been on there, and please subscribe to it. We have, I think, 181 subscribers, so we're looking to reach the goal of 250. So we enjoy this evening, and so thank you again, Erin, for your valuable time, and blessings to you.
Thank you for having me.
Stop recording here.